Hi everybody, it's Meg from Books Off the Beaten Path, and it is a very hot day here in Okie Dokie. It's over 90 degrees and it's in October, which, pardon the pun, is not cool. So what we're doing today is we're going to do a tag video. I've got 2 tag videos to film today, but I'm not going to put them together. I'm going to separate them because I've got so many books that I want to share. Excuse me. That was disgusting. But that means that I get to take yet another sip of my tall, cool white wine spritzer. Exactly what a girl needs to get her through a tag video. Okay, so this first tag that I'm going to do was from Roy Reads Everything, and I'll link down below their channels because they're wonderful. So Roy Reads Everything, he didn't really tag me, but he did this tag and I loved it so much. I wrote him and I was like, I want to do the tag too. And he was like, go, you should do it. You should do it. So I took his advice and I am going to do it. So the first question is, Hex the Patriarchy. Share your favorite women authors. Well, either fortunately or unfortunately, most of the authors I read are women. I don't have a lot of male authors. I looked in my shelves and I'm basically a girl's girl. I don't have a lot of male authors. But I pulled out just a few of my favorites. Barbara Michaels, who is the same person as Elizabeth Peters. See? Same people. She writes gothics when she's under this Barbara Michaels. And then she writes kind of adventure-y stories when she's under Elizabeth Peters. Mary Stewart. How could we forget Mary? I love Mary. There's a picture of her looking all beautiful with her pearls in the back. Really all the Bronte sisters. So that would be Charlotte, Anne, and Emily, because I have read all of their works. The only one I didn't really like was Wuthering Heights because I thought these people are sick puppies. I did not get that relationship at all. But anyway, I've read Villette, I've read the Tenant of Wildfield Hall. The Brontes are top-notch. They're top-notch. And then, of course, who could forget? Helen Wells, my Cherry Ames, the love of my life, Cherry Ames. Wonderful, wonderful. And Helen, being a nurse herself, wrote all those wonderful Cherry Ames books. She didn't write all of them. She did pass away. And then there's Emily Loring, which I forgot to bring a book in, Daphne du Maurier. So I have several women authors that I would consider my favorites. Like, I can't pick one and say this is my favorite. There's just too many of them. Share your favorite fictional women characters. Okay, my favorite fictional women characters are, one is Cherry Ames, because she's so damn perky and she gets stuff done. And she does have, you know, kind of a quirky sense of humor that shows up in a lot of the books and everything like that. But she is very smart and she gets a lot of stuff done. And I love Cherry Ames. Of course, I adore Jane Eyre. Jane the hero. Jane the one who is brave enough to go out in the hallway in the middle of the night with the creepy laughter with the candle. Would I be that brave? I don't know that I would be, but Jane, oh, I love Jane. She's one of my all-time favorite characters. And then I'm going to have to say, I'll put a picture up. Laura Ingalls Wilder from Little House on the Prairie. I read all of those when I was a kid. And I was just enamored by this young girl who was going through all the stuff that she was going through. Now, I'm saying, if you're not familiar with the Little House on the Prairie series, it was about the Wilder family, or the Ingalls family. Wilder, when she got married, it was about the Ingalls family, and they went west in a covered wagon, and they went west and they had a wonderful time, and it was just very, very difficult to go through the Western Territory and navigate with the Native Americans and build log cabins and everything like that. And it was the story of her life. But I find out later in life that a lot of that stuff she wrote wasn't really true. So I'm going to count her as a character because I think it was the little girl she wanted to be. I mean, I'm not saying all of it wasn't true, but a lot of it wasn't true. So I'm going to count her as a character because I loved her. Okay. Share your favorite Gothic book or story. Here we go. Right there. Jane Eyre. Said it before. Say it again. Jane Eyre. Favorite Gothic book. Name your auto-buy authors. Okay, now I do get to bring a man in on this one. So on my auto-buy authors, I've got obviously Barbara Michaels. I collect these, so I don't really have too many to buy anymore because I've got most all of them. I'm throwing them up on the screen so that you can see. And then of course Cherry Ames. But I also have John Dickinson Carr, and he is just a game changer for me. He was big into the locked room mystery. There's a little map of a tennis court. This was the problem of the wire cage. Took place on the tennis court. He was eye-opening for me. He was one of the few male authors that I just devour, and I look at every used bookstore to see, even if it's a copy I already have, it might have a different cover or something like that. So John Dickinson Carr, and he did the Locked Room Mysteries, and he's an auto-buy author for me. Auto-buy. That means you automatically buy it, not you authored it. Okay, name a book that makes you feel nostalgic. Here we go. Mary Hall by Beverly Nichols. And Beverly was a man, so I've got another male author on my list. Good for me. And the reason this makes me feel nostalgic is because I remember the Christmas my parents got me this. I was in my 20s, and I had seen it in a book magazine, and I didn't know much about it, and it was expensive because Beverly Nichols is hard for us to get over here. And I remember the Christmas opening up the package with Mary Hall in it. And Mary Hall seems like it would be a Christmas story. It's not. It's about this house. It's about him renovating this house. But, oh, damn, is it good. It is so good, and that was a very pleasant Christmas for me. And that has a lot of fond memories, you know, with family and friends and everything. So I'm going to use that one. Share a holiday themed book that you recommend. A Christmas Carol. Of course, how could you not have A Christmas Carol? I'm working on 2 Christmas Carol cross stitches right now, and I cannot wait to show you my progress on those. I'll do a little floss too, probably later on in the month when I have some more progress on that. But A Christmas Carol, obviously. Share a book that you enjoyed that was out of your comfort zone or usual genre. Well, I've got one for you that's going to shock you. You ready to be shocked? I'll pronounce her name wrong, but I read Sexual Persona by Camilla Pagula. You can see it right there. I read this book and devoured it. It's nonfiction. It was talking about all sorts of pop culture things. It was talking about, you know, how the hierarchy was putting women in sexually bound and unbound positions through paintings and music and everything like that. Amazon Mothers and Ghosts was really interesting. That was about books, and it was just, I'm telling you, this wowed me. And I don't read a lot of nonfiction. I'm not a nonfiction reader. I guess I'm just not smart enough to be. But this one really made me look at the books that I read in a different light. And not just the books that I read, but the movies that I watch and the music that I listen to. And God damn it, I wish I could pronounce her name. Camilla Paglia. Paglia? I'm butchering this. My God, how old am I that I can't pronounce people's names? Anyway, those are some of the books I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna go on and gather some books for my next tag, and I will check you later.